And now, new this morning, a homicide investigation to let you know about. This is going on right now in Chula Vista. We know at least one person was stabbed to death. It happened just before midnight near the intersection of 27th Street and Favor Street. It's not clear what led up to the stabbing or if any arrests have been made. We'll be sure to update you as soon as we get new information.
And this new video showing people being loaded into the back of a white pickup at gunpoint across the border. This morning, you're being warned about traveling to parts of Mexico. Thanks for being here. At 6 a.m., everyone, I'm Eric Connard.
And I'm Netta Irampour. Now, we don't definitively know the people in that video are, in fact, the 4 Americans who were recently kidnapped. The FBI would not confirm the video's authenticity, but it does match what the FBI is saying happened there. The Americans were kidnapped in the eastern border town of Matamoros. We want to show you where that is. This was on Friday, right by Brownsville, Texas, right near that southeastern border.
CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol joining us live from the San Isidro area with new information on this. Dana Marie?
Well, good morning, Eric and Netta. We're now actually just learning the identities of those 4 Americans that were kidnapped. And I'm going to share with you right now. We have Lativa J. McGee, Shaid Woodward, Eric James Williams, and Zindell Brown. We're also learning why they were making that trip into Mexico. It appears that they were going down there for medical reasons, a tummy tuck surgery, a cosmetic surgery. Now, Mexico's president actually told reporters he believes the Americans were caught in a crossfire between 2 violent groups, that they were actually may have been targeted by mistake.
The war in Tamaulipas is between the Gulf Cartel and then also the cartel known as the Cartel del Noroeste. Both of them are extremely violent.
Now, that was Michael Vigil, a former chief of international operations with the DEA. He says you're basically playing with fire if you go into Mexico as an American citizen in this area. This video shows the moment armed men forced a woman into the back of a pickup truck when 2 others who appear hurt were loaded next to her. Right now, Mexico has created a special task force to search for the 4 Americans. The FBI says unidentified gunmen fired on that group shortly after they crossed the border, driving this white minivan with North Carolina plates. A Mexican national was unfortunately killed in the crossfire. The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for the safe return of those 4 Americans and the arrest of those responsible. Matamoros is a hotbed for cartel violence, and it's under a State Department Level 4 do not travel advisory. That's the highest level warning. Now, Mexico does have multiple different levels of travel advisories. Tijuana, for example, is under a reconsider travel advisory due to crime and kidnapping in non-tourist areas. Officials say most homicides appear to be targeted here in Tijuana. However, one could be caught in the crossfire as a bystander. So if you're planning on traveling to Mexico, especially soon as a spring breaker, please check online. Mexico has multiple different travel advisories for the different areas of Mexico where you could be traveling. So it's better safe than sorry going into a vacation that could end up not the way that you expected. I'm Dana Marie McNichol coming to you live from San Isidro.
Dana Marie, thank you for that. And we are working for you and wanted to look into advice from the State Department if you still decide to travel to Mexico. We know a lot of people here in San Diego frequently go to Mexico. So the State Department suggesting that you keep traveling companions and family back home informed of your travel plans. Of course, let them know. Also, use toll roads and don't drive alone or at night. Don't display signs of wealth, and enroll in the State Department's Smart Traveler Enrollment Program so you can get any alerts on any changes to their travel advisories, for example. It also makes it easier to find you in case of an emergency.
This morning, Governor Gavin Newsom is blasting Walgreens over its decision not to offer abortion medication in 20 states. As a result, the governor says that California will cease doing business with the drugstore giant. CBS 8's Chris Crow joining us now with more reaction from this from a Walgreens there. Chris?
Yeah, good morning, Eric. And again, we are still unsure exactly what cutting off business with Walgreens and the state will look like in terms of the actual stores. Remember, there are about more than 580 locations across our state. That's the second most in the country, just next to Florida. Now, as for this decision, Walgreens made it to not offer the drug mifepristone after a wave of pressure came from Republican lawmakers and lawsuits that target the legality of the so-called abortion pills in several states. In fact, a federal judge in Texas is expected to rule on a lawsuit that seeks to block the use of the medication nationwide. A decision in that case is expected at any time right now. But a spokesperson from Governor Newsom's office tells CBS 8 that California is, quote, reviewing all relationships between Walgreens and the state. We will not pursue business with companies that cave to right-wing bullies pushing their extremist agenda, or companies that put politics above the health of women and girls. Meanwhile, we spoke with a public health scientist at UC San Francisco about Walgreens' decision, which she worries is more about politics than anything else.
And I'm concerned about people of low income, adolescents, and people of color who will be the most affected by this decision.
And of course, we did reach out to Walgreens, who said that they're going to continue to offer the medication in states in which it is allowed. But they also wrote quote, once we are certified by the FDA, we will dispense this medication consistent with federal and state laws. Providing legally approved medications to patients is what pharmacies do, and it's rooted in our commitment to the communities in which we operate. You can read more about what Walgreens said to us in a statement by going to CBS8.com and clicking on that story link. Eric?
Thank you for that, Chris. Today you have another chance to weigh in on a plan to install smart streetlights in the city of San Diego. Police want to install 500 of these streetlights. They have surveillance cameras on them and license plate readers. During the first public hearings yesterday, people asked about the type of data that will be collected and who will have access to it. Police say the data will be stored for 30 days in an Amazon government encrypted cloud and won't be shareable, but some say they don't trust the system.
The police can say, well, we won't share data, but data gets out different ways.
There will be 2 meetings today, one in the Midway District and the other at the Balboa Park Club. We have all the information for you at CBS8.com.
The highest rates in the United States don't deserve any increase at all. Do something. Stop this increase.
Shame on you for ripping us off. Somebody needs to be looked into and actually address where is all the money going.
San Diegans outraged here, weighing in after SDG&E announced it wants to raise rates again next year. The California Public Utilities Commission held its first public hearing about the proposal last night. It would increase monthly electric bills an average of $8.45 a month. Gas bills going up an average of $9.16 a month, so about an extra $20 on average. The next meeting will be held on March 15th. Of course, this comes on the heels as people have been showing us bills that have doubled or tripled, some cases quadrupled over the past month or two.
It was a virtual hearing, but you definitely heard from people, obviously, when they called in, hear their passion behind it, because those bills are tough lately. Hopefully you've had a chance to give your heater a break. We haven't had these really cold overnight conditions like what we saw last week, for example. No frost advisories this week, at least. Our view from the Hotel Del looked really pretty. A few clouds are entering our scene this morning. Otay Mountain East, I was hoping to show you that sunrise here because officially it is now upon us, and now we are at 6:09 in the morning. But obviously the clouds are in the way, a little mix of mid-level clouds coming through across San Diego this morning, but we will see the sun this afternoon. It'll be a pretty nice day, getting close to 60 degrees, so that may be, you know, long sleeve shirt kind of day for if you're getting the kids ready for school. And overall, to the north, there's still snow coming in, believe it or not. This is still that storm system from this weekend, bringing, again, more snow onto those Tahoe ski resorts and areas that have already seen 41, 42 feet of snow. 43 degrees right now in Poway, 45 in El Cajon, 46 in La Mesa. I will say, here locally, we have really nice kind of calm conditions for the next few days. Hopefully that's a good sign for you. Upper 50s with the sunny skies for your afternoon, as you see here over the next 12 hours. This is where we're headed. Close to 60 for a lot of you. 59 in Miramar, 59 in La Mesa, 59 in Chula Vista. Escondido, same with Vista and Fallbrook, also 59. Pretty consistent number, as you see. But yeah, we are watching an atmospheric river that's coming towards California. So we'll time that out here in just a few minutes, let you know when it'll impact us in San Diego. For now, as we look at our traffic maps here, no crashes to report. I'm just going to zoom into a couple spots where I'm noticing some slowdowns on the Coronado Bridge. This is typical as everyone's heading to base. It looks like a parking lot on the bridge right now. Speeds at just 9 miles per hour. And then the 805 going northbound right as it crosses the 15, seeing just a little bit of backup. Looks like more people are headed out to work and school. Eric.